There are thousands of stories about the Titanic. Some are true, some are legends. And then there is this letter. No one knows who wrote it. No one knows if it ever reached its destination. But if these words were really written on that freezing night in April of 1912, then this may be the saddest goodbye ever written. The ocean was calm. The stars stretched endlessly across the sky. Passengers laughed, danced, and celebrated aboard the grandest ship ever built, the RMS Titanic. Among them was a young schoolteacher named Eleanor Brooks. She was 26 years old, traveling alone from England to America with nothing but a small suitcase, a silver necklace from her mother, and a dream of starting a new life in New York. She believed the future was waiting for her on the other side of the Atlantic. She couldn't have known that destiny had already changed its course. Late that evening, Eleanor sat by her cabin window writing a letter to her younger brother, Thomas. She smiled as she wrote about the enormous dining halls, the music, the kindness of strangers, and how the sea looked like polished glass beneath the moon. She promised him they would soon be together again. Then, without warning, a violent shudder ran through the ship. The room trembled. The lamp swung. For a moment, everything became strangely silent. Then came the shouting. Footsteps echoed through the corridors. Doors slammed open. Someone screamed, "The ship has hit an iceberg." At first, nobody believed it. The Titanic was supposed to be unsinkable. How could the greatest ship in history be in danger? But slowly, fear spread from cabin to cabin. Crew members ordered passengers to put on life jackets. The decks filled with confusion. Children cried. Mothers searched desperately for their families. Musicians continued to play, hoping to calm the growing panic. Eleanor held the unfinished letter tightly in her hands. She looked around at the frightened faces. Then she found a quiet corner beneath a staircase. Taking out her pen once more, she continued writing. Not about New York, not about dreams, but about love. "If you are reading this," she wrote, "then I never made it home. I want you to know that I was never afraid of dying as much as I was afraid of being forgotten. Please don't remember me for how my story ended. Remember me for how much I loved the world." She paused. The ink trembled with every movement of the sinking ship. Cold seawater had already begun creeping through the lower decks. People rushed past her. Some prayed. Some argued. Some stood frozen in disbelief. Still, Eleanor kept writing. "I hope you grow old. I hope you laugh more than you cry. I hope you forgive yourself for every mistake. And every year when spring returns, think of me only with a smile." She folded the letter carefully. She slipped it into an envelope. On the front, she wrote only 2 words, "For Thomas." As the ship tilted higher into the night sky, Eleanor helped a frightened little girl find her mother. When the last available lifeboat lowered away, there was no room left for her. She stepped back. She smiled and whispered, "Take care of each other." Minutes later, the lights aboard the Titanic flickered. One by one, they disappeared. The mighty ship broke apart, then vanished beneath the freezing Atlantic. Silence returned to the ocean. For decades, no one knew anything about Eleanor Brooks. No official record ever mentioned her final letter. No passenger remembered seeing her again. Then, many years later, during a research expedition exploring artifacts connected with the Titanic disaster, a damaged leather satchel was reportedly recovered from the seabed. Inside it was a small envelope. The paper was badly stained. The ink had faded, but most of the words could still be read. No one could confirm whether the letter truly belonged to a passenger named Eleanor Brooks. Some historians believed it was impossible. Others simply remained silent. Today, the letter itself has become a legend. Whether it was real or only a story carried by the sea, no one can say for certain. But perhaps that doesn't matter, because every goodbye leaves something behind. Sometimes it is a photograph, sometimes it is a memory, and sometimes it is a single letter, waiting for someone to finally read it